Welcome, I'm Ron de Parmesan, and you're watching Newscats. Meow. On September 22nd, world leaders gathered at the United Nations in New York City for a crucial meeting called the Summit of the Future. They presented a groundbreaking agreement known as the Pact for the Future. This pact, which emerged from urgent discussions about our planet's well-being, aims to unite nations to tackle some of the biggest challenges we face today. These include climate change, security threats, and economic inequality, which are affecting billions of lives around the globe. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres emphasized, "It is our common destiny to walk through it. That demands not just agreement, but action." His words set the tone for the day, making it clear that this agreement is not just words on paper, it's time for action. The pact comes with 56 commitments aimed at making a real difference. For instance, one commitment includes reducing global greenhouse gas emissions by 30% by the year 2025. This is significant because rising temperatures are already impacting weather patterns and food supplies. Guterres said, "This pact is an opportunity to address global issues such as poverty and inequality, ultimately improving the livelihoods of over 8 billion people across the globe." This isn't just about lofty aims, it's about practical, actionable steps that nations can take to improve lives. Chancellor of Germany, Olaf Scholz, described the pact as a compass for countries to rebuild trust among one another. He stated that the recommendations laid out can steer discussions toward a more harmonious international environment. Mexican Foreign Secretary Alicia Brachina added, "Shared global responsibility in environmental and social issues is vital if we are to foster a sustainable future for the planet." This sentiment of cooperation was echoed by many leaders at the summit, reflecting an urgency that was almost palpable. With countries grappling with economic strife and environmental disasters, the consensus seemed to be clear: action is necessary now. To understand the full impact of this pact, it's essential to highlight the specific commitments made. Among the 56 commitments, one stands out. It mandates keeping global temperature increases below 1.5 degrees Celsius. This is important because exceeding this limit could lead to catastrophic climate impacts, such as rising sea levels and extreme weather events. Additionally, there are calls for transitioning to renewable energy resources by 2050. This includes not just solar and wind power, but also innovative technologies like hydrogen power, which promise cleaner energy solutions. As Guterres noted, our goal is not just to talk about these issues, but to implement tangible solutions. The formal adoption of the Pact for the Future signifies a crucial strategic commitment. In the lead-up to the Pact, leaders engaged in preparatory action days on September 20th and 21st, aiming to strengthen partnerships. These gatherings of heads of state featured representatives from over 100 countries, including key figures like Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron. As global tensions rise amid numerous crises, this pact aims to illustrate a united front to face the realities of our times. However, despite these ambitious plans, challenges lie ahead. Critics argue that differing national priorities could slow down the progress needed to implement these commitments effectively. Countries like Venezuela and Sudan, which struggle with economic issues and political turmoil, may find it difficult to comply with such broad goals. Additionally, environmental groups are calling for more rigorous enforcement and accountability measures. They argue that unless there are specific systems in place to monitor progress, countries will falter in their commitments. As various nations start implementing these necessary changes, it will be critical to develop a strong system of checks and balances. This pact is not just a moment of hope, it's an essential turning point in the historical context of global cooperation. Past agreements, such as the Paris Agreement from 2015, set the stage for today's discussions, but were often criticized for lack of enforceability. However, with this new pact, the hope is to re-evaluate international frameworks to make them more adaptable for current challenges. The interconnected nature of today's crises, from pollution to resource scarcity, demonstrates the urgent need for nations to collaborate under a unified vision. In addition to climate action, the Pact also emphasizes the need for sustainable economic practices and digital cooperation. With the rise of technology and its potential misuse, ensuring safe and inclusive access to digital spaces is key to promoting fairness in the global economy. This agreement recognizes that digital transformation can play a vital role in alleviating poverty and creating equal opportunities worldwide. Successful implementation might change the trajectory of international dynamics, potentially easing conflicts and fostering partnerships across borders. As leaders take their first steps toward these transformative goals, it's clear that real change requires collective efforts. Meow. As nations begin this monumental task, there's no better time to be engaged with these developments. For those eager to follow along on this journey towards a better future, be sure to subscribe for updates on how these global efforts will unfold and impact our lives directly. The Pact for the Future might just be the turning point we need. In this world filled with challenges, our shared commitment to a sustainable and equitable future, united under this agreement, is what will truly matter. Let's stay tuned to see how this commitment translates into real-world action. We'll be back soon with more. I'm Ron DeParmesan for Newscats. Thanks for tuning in. Meow.